We mentioned earlier in this discussion that if there isn't a book, then I don't exist. If you don't believe that the book exists, then you won't exist either. You look at the world with an emptiness. That means there is no nama, no thought. If you believe that the book exists, then you exist. If the book ceases to exist, then you don't exist either. This is the deepest point. If you believe that objects like the table, book, bed exist, that is your birth or that is you. At every moment, a thought is born, and as soon as it is born, it dies, it disappears. Until you stop breathing, the mind is born like a spark, and just as it is born, it dies, it disappears. When you stop breathing, the mind does not spark. Then you are pronounced dead. After that, they bury your body. In this moment, when you say that this body is mine, isn't it only a thought? No, I will chop off one of my fingers. Have I chopped off one of my fingers? No, because it is only a thought. That I chopped off a finger. Now I will chop off my leg. It is only a thought. That I chopped off my leg. After that, I cut off both my legs. It is only a thought. That I chopped off both legs. Then I chop off both my arms. It is only a thought that I cut both my arms. We see patients in operating theaters who have met with every bad road accidents. They don't have arms and legs. Isn't the thought of seeing people without legs and arms is also only a thought? The fact that we think that this body belongs to me, isn't it only a thought? This body is not me. Then the concept of me or I is only a thought. Could there be life in a thought? Then when we say, this is my child, isn't it only a thought? Then is your child in your mind? When you think that this is my husband, this is my house, aunt, these all my thoughts. Where do you find children in a thought? Can a husband be in a thought? Does his house exist in a thought? All these are only thoughts. Now, when we say a book, that is also only a thought. This body is also only a thought. The concept and belief that this is me, I, is also only a thought. If there isn't anything, then I too cannot exist. When everything does not exist. I too won't exist now. Where am I? It is a dustya. Dustya means it is only a concept or a view. It is only a thought. The concept of I exist is only a thought, and it is called Sakkaya Dustya. In the Tripitaka, it is mentioned that in the future the earth will be destroyed and turned to ashes due to the intense heat of the sun. Like how when G.O. clarified burn, it does not leave any trace of ash. What the Buddha meant was that nothing will be remaining at the end. Only an empty space will be remaining. Coming back to the topic on thought, where are all our thoughts? They are all a lie, isn't it? Actually, it doesn't exist anywhere. It is only a space, non-exciting. Nisatto nijjiva sunyo, meaning that there aren't any living beings. There aren't any living beings. There isn't any life form. It is all non-exciting, animitta. There are no inputs to our senses, sanya, exciting, apranita. There is no joy or sorrow. Now you can realize the truth, the nirvana. There are a lot of things to ponder on, isn't it? That you were talking up to the point of nirvana, isn't it? You cannot imagine, can you? There is no pointing for even eons without listening to the Dhamma or teaching of the Buddha. All this time, you all have lived in a life of thought, believing that everything is true and the exit. We have held on only two thoughts. Things don't exist. Thoughts don't exist. There is no duality. There isn't an inside which we thought as me, and there is no outside world. Chakkung nicccato aniccato aniccam bante. In this sermon of the Buddha, the eye or chakku means not to the physical eye of soft tissue and flesh, but to the fact that we see. I see a book, a bed, a table. The Buddha asked monks, is the sense of seeing permanent? No, it is not permanent. Honorable Sir, it is impermanent. Monk is seen a happiness or a sorrow. The monks replied, it is a suffering. Honorable Sir, monks is seen is impermanent, and if it is a suffering, a sorrow, isn't seen mean the same as what you see as the book, table, and then isn't seen a truth. If an arambana or topic of mind, object that comes as seen a book is a thought, then can there be a book? That is why the Buddha said the scene and the book that we see is anitya or impermanences does not exist. The thoughts that we think does not exist anywhere. Monks, if the thoughts exist, can we assign a life to it? No, Honorable Sir. Here you arrive at the non-existent Dhamma or teaching. You cannot find a life form in a thought. The thought is also a lie. At the end, everything is non-existent. Therefore, it is called Sanya Sunyata Patisanyutta Desana, or the teaching of non-existence. The Buddha teaches the world something that no other has ever mentioned. Ye Dhamma hetu bhagava tesang hetun tathagato. The Buddha teaches us about Hetuphala, also known as cause and effect. Causes and effect. The Buddha does not teach about karma as the cease. Therefore, you understand now that within this circle of cause and effect, Hetuphala Dhamma, if we say things exist, it is worry, it is wrong, and if we say things don't exist, that is also incorrect. Because if a world does not exist, what is there to compare things with? You are fortunate to hear this pure truth even for one day. May you realize the ultimate truth, and may you be from suffering.